Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. If you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive deeper into all of these sectors looking for potential investment opportunities. And I'm really going after those highly leveraged companies. I'm also building a dividend portfolio. It has a little bit of mixture of growth and dividends. So if you're interested in dividends from commodity companies at bottoms, you can build a commodity dividend portfolio with me as I build it. I share my portfolio. I don't share the account value in terms of some of these portfolios, but I do share an entire portfolio that I'm building right in front of you, account value and everything, to show you what my returns are, where I would be buying it, the companies I'm buying, and you can ask me why I'm buying those companies. May Day is the coupon code that I have active. It is a larger discount on the yearly membership, and it's only 50% off for the first month only for the monthly membership. Let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what's going on today. We've got the DXY here. To me, it looks like we are trying to firm up and potentially try to move higher in the short term. We've got a little bit of support through here that we've bounced off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're bouncing off this thing, and we could try to make a little bit of a bounce here. So we got to see if there's follow through here. If this thing is going to completely dive to the downside, we would break through that level. I'm in the camp that we could potentially get a bounce, and I'll let you know why I might think that. Looking at yields, which is a big driver of this, I do think that yields could get a bounce here. We do have a bullish engulfing on the 2-year, and we could go sideways or a little bit higher on this bounce, and that's what we're going to see. I'm only talking about the very short term. So we could get a bounce that does something like this and then eventually rolls over. I don't know what the immediate future has, but it looks like we could get a short-term bounce. The 10-year also getting up today, 0.7%, and I'm looking to see if we're going to get a little bit of a bounce or if we're going to continue lower. This one isn't as clear as the shorter term. And then the 30-year, we do have a bounce. We do have a candlestick or a wick at the bottom of the candlestick. And that could indicate that we get a little bit of a bounce in the short term, just like this bounce here. You have a wick at the bottom, we get a bounce higher here. And that's what I mean by a potential bounce. It's not long term, just a short term bounce. And then we'll see where we go from there. TYX, TNX ratio, it did invert a little bit today, down 0.17. A little bit of a headwind for gold and silver with this uninverting and the yields and dollar going up today. A little bit of headwind. Bond prices did go down a little bit today, down 0.5% on the 20-year. And there we are heading a little bit lower. And we'll see if there's any sort of follow through or a consolidation here if we were to consolidate. That is a bearish piercing candlestick, and they sometimes can work lower. But again, in the short term, they're not as reliable as longer, bigger picture view. The bigger picture view is that we go higher over a period of time of this breakout. We've got the 2 and 10 yield curve. It is inverting a little bit, and it is a bullish engulfing, which means we could invert further. Another reason why I might think that we could see an increasing yield environment in the short term. And again, we'll see. I'm not stating that this is 100% in the bag. We haven't broken that downtrend line yet, but we could. That's what I'm looking for. We've got gold down $13. It still looks really good. It's just a down day, and we could consolidate. There's nothing, against consolidating or even do a retest of this guy here, where we could come back before heading higher. Possibility. Silver down a little bit, but this still has a bullish formation. Bullish formation was created at this bullish engulfing. We came up at a flag pattern, broke it, and now we are creating a small flag pattern on top of a breakout with support underneath us. So that looks fantastic for a move higher with time. We could consolidate as yields move higher, so patience. Platinum down just a little bit, but this still has a bullish formation. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure, candlesticks. Still looks good to go higher. And then palladium doesn't care. It's going up 3.9% or whatever it's at. Big move higher. We could see a bounce here. That does not mean that it's a long-term move. A lot of the times what you get is you get these big pullbacks and then you get a bounce higher. Sometimes that bounce can be big. It could come all the way up like that. And I do think that is occurring. And we'll see if that turns. We'll see if it does what I think it might do. And this is from Elliott Wave theory, a shoulder head shoulder, a breakdown, and then usually you get like a hump, a couple of humps by humps by humps on the right hand side. Very similar to what this did here. And then you get these humps that kind of come up behind it, and then we break and move. And this is your base. Your basing is all that stuff. So that I think is still going to play out eventually. GDX down about 1%. Small little down day there, GDXJ and SILJ. What I like to see is we come up against resistance, which is this resistance area here, and then we get a small little kind of selling pressure day. That is a bullish formation. You get big buying pressure and then the small little red candlesticks right at resistance. This could consolidate and then break. That is what I think will occur across the board for the mining companies. XEU to gold ratio still incredibly cheap. Just a small little down candlestick. Still looks good to go higher from a ridiculously low valuation down here. We've got crude oil up 1.8%. We are right underneath this longer term resistance line. There it is. We're right underneath it. Now, a lot of people have gotten short here. I was listening to Francis Hunt, and at least what he said is he said he's going to pair a long gold, short crude oil. I have a feeling that a lot of people are short here. In fact, they are record short and they are net short on oil. This has or could be a slingshot to the upside, which is taking the opposite stance of everyone. This could slingshot. Now, I'm not stating it will. I said it could. We haven't broken out of this resistance line. I'd like to see a break here. Break back up and then come on through. That will give us the slingshot or the around the apex move that Grady likes to talk about. But we're still underneath it. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the punch through. If this gets a big reversal candlestick here, we could very well head lower. We did enter this with some downside momentum. We do have a big bearish candlestick, and these are smaller candlesticks coming on up. It could be a bear flag pattern up against resistance. So that's what we got to watch. We're just waiting to see what this thing does. TTF gas up 3.7%. It is breaking out of the little downtrend thing, and we could roll higher here for TTF nat gas. Nat gas in America down about 2.7%. Up, down, going back and forth here, right above support. And it's double bottom. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up 1.8%. We are getting some fund flows in here. So this is following oil, and we got to see if we get, the move higher here. We got to wait and see. If crude oil starts to rip, I think we're going to get a short squeeze in oil. We could go pretty high, pretty quick. I'm not claiming that is in the bag. I'm not claiming that will happen. Waiting to see if it will happen. And that's what XOP, if it starts to squeeze up, people, I think, positioned for that potential outcome. OIH also ripping higher, 3.2%, which is a pretty big update. Is this it? Is this kind of an A, B, C correction, and then we work our way on up? It very well could be. Newcastle coal future up 2.6%, going up with TTF nat gas, and I do think that this has a chance to work its way on up. Sideways or higher, we're above support, and I continue to hold that opinion. Crop Physical Uranium Trust drifting slightly lower today, right up against resistance, and we haven't broken out yet. But this looks constructive. Why? Because it wasn't a big down day. It wasn't a shredding where the sellers just shred the buyers. No. We've got soft selling pressure here. So the door is open for a breakout for the buyers to take control. We've got uranium futures pricing. It's still not giving a direction, just going into the complete dead period. A lot of the times when I see this, this is where a big move could come from. And if we get a big move in uranium, what makes you think oil is going to drop? This is a bullish formation. It is correlated to oil, and it looks to me like we are about to rip to the upside. Makes me think that we have the possibility of ripping in oil too. URA down a little bit. Uh, Man, tough read here. Got a nice little move here, and this could be a flaggish type pattern that we can rip out of. It looks okay. We got to see the buyer step in here. URNM doing something similar, and same with URNJ. They've got all similar kind of candlesticks where we could rip. I'd like to see a big bullish engulfing day here. That would give me a lot more confidence that we're going higher. Uh, Copper up a little bit, still just drifting higher, looking good. We've got COPX also just drifting higher. It's okay. We're up against resistance here pretty soon, and we'll see if we can punch through or not. If we don't, maybe we consolidate further. Iron ore up 0.35. It does look like it's trying to put in a bottom here and work its way on up. We've got the basing. We've got a bullish engulfing. We've got small down days, kind of the big up day and the small down day, kind of little flag pattern going on. So I do think we could go higher here in iron ore. Aluminum down just a little bit. Could be a reversal pattern, and we could just drag sideways for a period of time. Nickel down 0.74%. It is still trying to find a base here. Let it find a base. Just let it go. Let it base out. Moo working its way up. I think this is ready to go, guys. Let's rip. Let's go Moo. This is the FANEC Agribusiness ETF. We have a falling wedge up against support. We have a bounce higher and then not much of a sell-off. It's going to go. It's going to go here, guys. We're going to go higher. Watch Moo. Emerging markets looking pretty good. We're up above the support, and we've been consolidating on top of it, and we are waiting for the right conditions. Weaker dollar, weaker yields to occur, and that did not occur today. But we didn't get huge selling pressure. We were up 0.12%. KRE up 0.83%. It's holding on, even in the face of stronger dollar, stronger yields. Yep, it is consolidating way up here. We've got TAN up 2%. Looks like it's trying to make a move here, and you could say that this is a breakout to the upside. Looking good. Lithium down 0.08%, right up against resistance. I'm willing to bet that this will probably break, but we got to wait for the break first. REMX doing the same thing as lithium. Hasn't broken and made a higher high yet. I want to see that first. Baltic Dry Index slightly higher, and I do think we are going to stay above support here. We've got XHB, the home builders, continuing to rip higher. Wait a minute. Oh, what? I thought that this was supposed to be in a bear market. Reventure Consulting, where are you at? I thought we were just going to crash and have a 1929 deflationary crash and a deleveraging Harry Dent style, right? Wrong, guys. We're going higher. Rates are going down. The home builders continue to move on up because we have a massive shortage of homes. And if they lower rates, affordability gets better. And what we should see eventually, our sales will start to come back slowly. We'll probably get a bunch of refinancing depending on where mortgage rates go. And we'll probably see home builders and housing starts go on up. And this is a flag pattern that we've broken to the upside. We've got Russell 2000 up 0.74%, sitting on top of the pattern. We've got the S&P 500 sitting right below a resistance line, right at it. And this could break through. We'll see, and create a potential, could be a total topping pattern, could be. If we break and do kind of a top, wherever it goes. We could do NASDAQ, which is right at that resistance line that I drew a little while back. We are right at it. We've got SMCI going a little bit lower. That looks like it could continue lower. That's a bearish engulfing pattern there. We've got NVIDIA also looking good to sell off, potentially. Or maybe we get one last boost out of this thing. It is possible to get one last boost out of it, which means that we do like one of these guys. Oops. We do something like that. And then start to work our way down like that. That is a possibility. We've got Bitcoin up 4%. There's Bitcoin right there, up 4% today. A little wick at the top, but this is still a bullish formation at this time. And then Ethereum's up 2.5%. That's still bullish, still within it, and we've got a bullish engulfing where we could potentially head higher uh, after this. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Mayday coupon code. Uh, Larger discount on the yearly membership, 50% off. On the monthly membership for only the first month. I've got a midweek update that I'm releasing tomorrow for the members and the website. That is a glimpse into what I think looks good, how I am positioning, the companies I'm looking at, and all those things. I listen to a lot of the earnings quarterly conference calls. I look through all the presentations for a lot of the companies, and I try to find, sifting through everything, the best alignment possible in each of these sectors. So I've really whittled it down to a handful of companies in all of these different sectors: oil tankers, dry bulk shipping, energy service, oil and gas exploration production, uranium, um, diversified mining companies, platinum companies, gold, silver mining companies, all of those types of companies. And then I go and I look at the presentations, listen to the quarterly earnings calls, look to see for positive things that these companies are doing that generally align shareholders and the company together. And there's a variety of things to look for. The members know what I look for the most part. So if you want to learn how to invest, I would sign up. If you want to learn, if you're just looking for picks, you can do that. But you're going to need the holding power if you want to ride through this entire bull market and know a little bit about some of these companies. A lot of members have been with me for a little while. They've built a lot of conviction. I think they're understanding what a good entry point looks like, and why I like certain companies, what to look for in terms of the fundamentals and technicals and all that stuff. And it just kind of wraps it all together for them. Then that gives them the conviction to hold. And maybe they're in there for dividends and all that other stuff as well. So you get a little bit of growth, a little bit of dividend portfolio, and mix it all together. And you've got quite a good portfolio for a commodity bull market. So that's what I've got. Look for that midweek update tomorrow, guys. We'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.